Oh, you poor thing of a bride. You went through all that effort of inviting all those guests, yet not a single one of them is going to be showing up. How does that feel for you? Please tell me. What? I'm sure it's not only heartbreaking for you, but very embarrassing as well, right? I'm so sorry about that, Raven. I stole all your guests from you. But this was bound to happen to you, right? After all, people would much rather come to a beautiful woman's wedding like mine than to some ugly woman's wedding. I'm not really sure what all of this is about right now, so could you please explain it to me? I guess there aren't any of my guests here yet, but they should all be here soon, right? Huh? Oh, not a single person is going to be coming to your wedding. Everyone from the office is coming to my wedding today, so there won't even be a single person on your guest list attending today. What? Wah, wah, wah. This is what happens when an ugly woman like you tries to be cheeky and pull a wedding. Even though you went through all that trouble to make those plans up, not a single person will be coming to see you today, so this will leave a blemish on your past for sure. You've been going on about how nobody will be coming to my wedding, right? So does that mean today you'll be having your wedding as well, Sky? That's correct. I thought this would be fun to do, so I went and made sure to schedule mine on the same day as yours. All with the hope of ruining your wedding for you. What? So you're intentionally trying to ruin my wedding? Honestly, I was wanting to have my wedding before yours, but not a single place had openings any sooner than today. So in the end, I ended up having to choose the same day as you. But of course, out of all the people we both invited, not a single one of them would choose to go to your wedding over mine. And there was no way I would have my wedding any later than yours, because I'm not coming in second place to some ugly monkey. I truly thought that you, of all people, would stay single for the rest of your life. But then you came into the office talking about how you would have a wedding coming up. That got me all worked up, and I had to hustle to make sure I'd find myself a man to marry. But of course, since I'm so good looking, that wasn't too hard for me at all. Before I even had a chance to call out to anyone, I had already found myself the perfect man to make mine forever. That's your reason for why you're getting married and on the same day as me? And you've gone and invited everyone from work as well? I wanted to make sure you didn't get ahead of me in any way, so there you go. Now, being the gross woman that you are, shut your mouth and let this happen. I'm sorry for stealing all your guests from that wedding you worked so hard on, but I'm sure the groom will be just as ugly, if not more ugly than you, so nobody will want to see any of that. Are you not aware of who I'm getting married to? What? I'm having this wedding with Mr. Gardner, the department manager. You were going on and on and on at the office about how attractive he was and everything. So it's a little messed up of you to call him ugly now just because he's getting married to me. Wait a second, please. You're getting married to... Huh? To Mr. Gardner? That's right. I'm kind of used to you always calling me ugly and such, but I'm not okay with you calling my husband ugly now. Drake is not at all ugly, and even you acknowledged that in the office plenty of times. We both know how good he looks and that he's a cool guy. Huh? Did you just call him your husband then? There's no way Mr. Gardner would ever have a reason for getting married to an ugly duckling like you, and besides, he's a married man. He's so deeply in love with her that no matter how hard I tried flirting with him, he didn't bat an eye toward me. So how the hell could a man like him be getting married to you? That wife he's so deeply in love with is me. Drake and I have actually been married for 5 years now. Huh? What did you just say? The only people within the company that knew about us being married were his higher-ups. So don't take this too hard on yourself for not knowing anything. Actually, I kind of was making sure you didn't find out about how him and I have been married. Huh? I mean, Sky, ever since you moved into this office with me, you've had your eyes set on him, right? You also have been calling me ugly ever since joining us and always go on about how I could never get married. I thought that if you found out about me being married to him of all people, things would only become worse regarding how you treat me. That's why for plenty of years now, both him and I have done everything we could to make sure you'd stay in the dark. Wait. I have no idea what you're going on about. The man I've been after all this time, Mr. Gardner, is your husband? He's the only man I've ever flirted with that hasn't even bothered to look at me. That's why I gave up on him and went after another man. You're telling me the reason he's never bothered with me is because he's married to the most ugly woman at work? The most ugly? And you're the most insulting. Then tell me, why are you guys only deciding to have your wedding now? If you guys got married to one another 5 years ago, then why have the wedding now? At the time, neither him nor I really cared at all about the theatrical things like the wedding or the honeymoon. We both chose to get ourselves a house that we really loved first before dumping any of our money into those things. But recently, he's really been wanting to see what I'd look like in a wedding dress. So we decided in the end that we'd host the wedding on our anniversary, which just so happens to be today. You're having the wedding on your anniversary? It's funny how you were just going on about not wanting me to get married any earlier than you were, right? It's been 5 years now, so you're 5 years late. What the hell? Who do you think you are laughing at me? It's starting to sound like you find my situation pretty funny now. Well, that's because the situation you've gotten yourself into is pretty funny. I've been married for years now and will have plenty of people coming today for my wedding. What? Now I have to get back to the dressing room because Drake and I have a wedding to give. I hope both you and I can have a very nice wedding today.
I just got my parents to the hotel they'll be staying at tonight. Both of them were so happy to be with us today and said that the wedding was amazing.
I just got my parents back to their house as well. I think those two were even more excited to see their daughter in a dress than you were to see your wife in one. They took so many photos on their phones of us that they have to go back and delete some to make room again.
I'm so happy that both of our families had a great time today. And seeing you today, looking that beautiful, was the best thing I've seen. Ever. But sorry about this morning, Raven. I'm sure you were shocked by what Sky was saying.
I've told you already not to worry about what she said. You knew about how she was planning to try and ruin this wedding and keep that a secret as to not worry me, right?
The fact that everyone in the office told me about what was going to happen really helped. Everyone was a little confused about what to do today because of those 2 invitations, so they came to me looking for answers. So, lucky for that, I was able to tell them all to still come to our wedding and avoid Sky's at all costs. I know that a few people went to her wedding, but even they chose to come here right after to say hi to us and see how happy we both looked.
And luckily for that, we were able to avoid having our wedding ruined by her.
I wanted to make sure you wouldn't have any worries today, and only smile the way I like you to. I really am thankful for what everyone did today. I was a bit worried myself that not everyone would get the notice and would end up going to Sky's wedding instead. But pretty much everyone did come on time, and that's such a blessing for you and I.
From what I heard, those that did go to Sky's wedding only stayed around for 30 minutes before coming to ours. They all said congrats to her and then immediately turned around and came here. I'm sure Sky may be a little upset right now.
Now, she can get as mad as she wants, but this all happened to her because of what she had done. What did she think she was doing, trying to get everyone to go to her wedding in order to ruin ours? What a sore loser she is. Also, I heard from a few of the people in the office that when she handed out the invitations last minute, she said they only needed to stop by for a little bit, so she was kind of already setting herself up for failure.
Really? Well, then she has no reason to get upset with anyone but herself.
Now, I know that you and I were able to have a great wedding today, but she really did have people worried, including myself. When we get back to the house, let's you and I open a couple beers and celebrate.
You've really done it now after what happened yesterday. Ruining my frickin' wedding like that? And marrying the man of my dreams 5 years ago like that? Give me back the love of my life right now. What are you talking about, Sky? You only met Drake a few years ago, so he's not been the love of your life. And don't you have a husband yourself now? I heard you got married to a very impressive lawyer. He is very impressive and has lots of money, and I'd have to say he's perfect as my husband. But I am talking about our manager now. The only reason I chose this lawyer is because Mr. Gardner never ever looked at me and made me his wife. So you've really been wanting Drake that badly? Why did you get to end up being the wife of that man? I thought that if he had the audacity to ignore me all the time, then that meant he had a really gorgeous-looking wife. I thought that he was married to one of the most important people on this planet, a celebrity, if you will. But instead, it turns out he's married to one of my co-workers, and just to make matters worse, the worst-looking woman in the office. I will not let you get away with this. Say that all you'd like, Sky, but we've been married for 5 years now and just had our wedding. I don't care about any of that. I'm going to make sure to steal that husband of yours no matter what. What? Steal him from me? If I don't, then it's going to look like I've gone and lost to an ugly whore. Ever since I was in middle school, I've been able to get my hands on whatever man I've liked. So I'm going to make you taste the kind of power I have. Let's calm down here. You need to hold your horses there for a sec, Sky. Before you go and start trying to steal someone's husband, how about you think about the position you're really in? You yourself just got married to your husband yesterday, right? You have a man now, so how are you going to go about stealing another woman's husband? I'll think about that after I have your husband. I can just divorce my husband and take Mr. Gardner after that. Or I can just continue to date him while acting like I'm still in love with my current husband. Honestly, I'm okay with anything as long as I get to have your husband. Why are you such a bitch, Sky? I can be a bitch all I want because us pretty girls can get away with anything we want. And even if people start to find out I've been cheating on my husband with yours, my husband is a lawyer and is love-struck by me. There's no way he'd want to divorce me over a little bit of cheating anyway. Well, he's wanting that divorce. Huh? I'm actually with your husband right now. And I've been showing him every little thing you've been saying to me this whole time. So guess what? He wants to divorce you now. Wait a second. Why are you with my husband right now? Today he should be at work, and so should you. He was a bit worried about his wife, so he came out to see Drake and I. He's been so worried about the way you've been acting that he needed to come and talk to 2 of the people you work with about you. How wonderful of a husband you have, Sky. Too bad you're letting him go. What? From what he's told us, you were acting all high and mighty yesterday morning, thinking you were doing the right thing by marrying him last minute in order to beat me. Also telling him that you had planned to steal all my guests in order to ruin my wedding. Well, he wasn't too happy to hear all that from you and instead started to feel really concerned after the wedding was over with. He just told my husband that he can even use his position as a manager for this company to take you to court for trying to ruin his wedding. Your husband's face is very red right now because of how upset he is with you. Excuse me? It was tough for both myself and Drake to explain to him what's been going on with you inside the office and outside of it, but your husband is a very level-headed individual. He listened to everything we had to say to him without saying a single word. And he knows that neither of us are to blame for your behavior. We even went and showed him the texts you were sending me on the day of the wedding. And he began to apologize to me for all the rude things you were saying. He even got on his hands and knees and apologized for your actions. Hold the hell up. You went and told every little detail to that man? And you showed him all the texts I sent to you? And that was the easiest way to get him to understand what was going on with you. I just got a text from him. He's telling me the divorce is happening. He may have been love-struck by you, but that didn't last long at all after he realized what a child you really are. He's even gone and told us that he hates women like you, thinking you can do whatever you want because of your looks. What? My husband had also been recording a lot of the things you say to him at the office. All kinds of things, like you flirting with him and talking poorly about others in the office to make yourself look better. All of that was recorded and more. Even those times where Drake would obviously say no to your advances, but you'd just keep pushing and pushing until you forced him to get up and leave work for the day. What? My husband really knows how to cover all his corners when dealing with risks inside the company. Who knew all those audio recordings would really come in handy today? So then this means my husband knows about everything? About all of the times I tried so hard to get with Mr. Gardner? And about all of those love letters I've been placing on his desk for the past year? There's also the things like you throwing away all those lunches I made for him, and then you going to him during lunchtime and trying to force him to eat the lunch you'd make for him. There are even some audio recordings here that I never heard about, and they've really got me riled up. Wait, at the time... Consider this the end of your super short marriage, Sky. So please, enjoy what talks are to come after your husband gets back home to you. How could you do this to me? Because of you, we really are going to be getting a divorce now. I thought that after a week had gone, things were getting nowhere, but it seems your husband really wants that divorce, huh? Please let your husband know my husband and I say congrats. Shut the hell up! This was my impressive and rich lawyer that I finally got for myself. We even had our wedding, and only days later he's wanting a divorce and is going to get it. Why is this happening to me? You're really asking why now? The reason for that divorce is because of your toxic behavior, so I think that you're getting exactly what you were asking for now. Don't start acting like this was anyone else's fault. Huh? No matter how you think of this, it's all your fault. You thought that as an ugly woman, you could be married, and you were the one that went and married my man of all people and caused this to happen to me. Yet you're going to keep on acting like none of this is your fault and isn't affecting you in any way? You have no right to act that way. Now that you've done this to me, I'm going to do the same thing to you. You divorce Drake right now. No, thank you, Sky. Unlike you, my relationship with Drake is very strong, and we are both very happy with one another. Shut your frickin' mouth. I'm telling you to get that damn divorce, so do it. If you don't, then things will be unfair for me. How come I have to be the one to get a divorce while you, of all people, get to be happily married to a man like him? I will not let that happen. Would you calm down already? Drake and I have been thinking about having kids, but if this is the way they act, then I think we'll just get a cat instead. All that yelling isn't going to get you anywhere and will only land you in the ER. Shut up! Don't talk back to me like that, you ugly whore! You give your husband to me right now! I know that even a man like him wants a beauty like me to become his wife, so hurry up and give me Mr. Gardner! I know that right now he's regretting ever getting married to an ugly freak like you.
I'm not regretting it at all. If anything, I'm extremely thankful to have her. Raven is not only important to me, but is also the most beautiful woman I've ever laid my eyes upon.
What?
I think it's time for you to stop throwing a temper tantrum, you big baby. I've made it so clear to you many times now that I'm not into you at all and have a wife of my own. Yet for some reason, that never seems to mean anything to you, and you continue to try harder and harder. When are you gonna give the hell up?
Is this you, Mr. Gardner? Oh, Mr. Gardner, I really, really love you. You have a handsome face and do your work so well that I would love to make you my husband. I think that someone as outstanding as you would look perfect as my husband. Don't you want to have yourself a gorgeous wife?
I already have one. She has a very good posture, and her body's balance is something most models would die for. Actually, a nut job like you would never work well beside me, considering your character is more rotten than that of a jack-o'-lantern on Christmas Day. So it's a huge no from me.
What?
You said it yourself. I have a handsome face, work very well, I'm a nice guy to be around. And that means someone like me would most definitely not look great with an ugly woman like you.
What? Wait. Did you just call me ugly? The most beautiful woman in the company, ugly? The manager called me ugly?
How many times are you going to say that? I don't get how you can keep on calling yourself the most beautiful when 90% of the office thinks you're not only physically ugly, but mentally as well. Every single thing about you is disturbing, and it makes even the most kind people in the office shiver.
Huh? Why would you say so many horrible things about me? I am meant for you. A beauty like me has told you so many times now that I love you, yet you keep being so rude.
Who do you think you are saying that you're meant for me? Didn't you just marry another man like a week ago?
I only married him because he was second on my list. Really, I want to be with you and only you. I always wanted to be with you, and I'll leave him for you. I really want to marry you because you and I are meant to be.
Well, could you please tell me who is your third in line? What about your fourth? Or fifth?
What?
Sky, I'm going to change character for a second here and be your manager now. You should no longer come back to the office, alright? Look, someone like you who never gets any work done and just goes around the office all day talking to men, not something this company allows. So you're being fired now.
What? Wait a second, please. You said I'm being fired? And have been talking with men all this time at work?
Don't try playing dumb with me, alright? This morning, I had 3 women come in, claiming to be your boyfriend's wife.
3 women? At the same time?
One of them is a customer to the company. Another works at a hair salon down the street. It seems like you've been going out with all kinds of people's husbands now, huh? And let's not talk about all the time you take off from work to go out and fool around. There's already more than enough evidence of that. And those 3 wives made sure to let me know about it.
Hold on, please,
And in order to hide the fact that you've been taking such long breaks some days and not coming to work on other days, you've been forcing colleagues in the office to finish up your work for you. I'm sorry to say, there's nothing else this company can do for you besides fire you.
No way. Oh, please, just wait a minute, Mr. Gardner. I can't be fired right now. I'm being divorced by my husband right now, and he's asking for me to pay him back for the whole wedding we had. If I lose my job now, I won't be able to carry on.
Don't get so upset there, Sky. Someone as tenacious and stubborn as you can do anything. You're like a cockroach, and no matter how tough things seem to get, you'll find a way.
A cockroach?
Now that you're all up to speed on current affairs, I'm going to start working on the documents I need to hand in for your termination. This also means you're never to come around my wife and I again. If for some reason you still don't listen to me and do show your face again around us, then I'll have to take further action. Not as your ex-manager, but as Raven's husband. And you really don't want to experience that.
After everything that happened, my husband went and handed in the termination documents to HR, and Sky was officially fired from the company. Right after that happened, she then went back to her ex-husband, the lawyer, and begged for him to help her out by protecting her a little longer. She cried and cried and cried, saying she'd be his one and only, but he didn't listen to her and completely turned her away. Then, out of some strange form of luck, he was later seen fighting her in the courtroom as those wives of the men that Sky had been going out with made him their lawyer. Having all the evidence they needed made all the court cases go by smoothly, and all 3 of them were able to get a settlement from her. Because of all the debt, she had to go into borrowing money for all those settlements and the money she owed her ex for the wedding fees. Sky had to leave town and move back home with her parents, where she's now working at a dirty little dive bar.
Emily, is it true that you're moving to a different high school? Seriously? Is it because I stole your boyfriend from you? Come on, you don't have to be so butthurt. It's not like this is the end of the world for you. Oops, I forgot to block you. Thanks for reminding me. I'll never see you then. Bye-bye. Wait, why do you get to block me? If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna block you before you block me. Alright, go ahead. But before I do that, let me know more about why you're leaving our high school. Is it seriously because I took your boyfriend from you? If so, how do you feel right now? I'm not leaving our high school because of you, and I don't care about our little dispute. Come on, Emily, you don't have to act so tough. I'm actually being very honest right now. The only reason that I'm moving to another school is because my dad's being moved to a different office for work. And it's also better for my future as well. I'm moving to the state that has my dream college. It'll be better if I'm eligible for in-state tuition. So, you were forced to move? Well, no. It was supposed to be just my dad at the beginning, and you weren't able to stay in our school thanks to me, so you're running away from me. Are you even listening? I just told you that it was because it was for a better choice for my future. The college tuition when I live there works better for our family, so that's why I'm moving. Plus, my dad said that he was staying there for a few years, so I thought it was better if we stayed together as a family. You're just making excuses, and it's obvious. Come on, just tell the truth. That is the truth. I know you want to hear that I left because you took my boyfriend, and that I feel awkward being around you guys since that happened, but it really has nothing to do with that, so stop trying. Do you have no shame? Because you stole my boyfriend, or because I couldn't see how trashy of a person the girl I thought my best friend was? Because I really am ashamed of myself for the latter. See? I knew you were still onto me about what I did to you. I mean, who wouldn't be embarrassed to have their own boyfriend stolen by their best friend? How do you manage to ignore everything I say and interpret whatever you want to hear? I thought your favorite subject was English. Stop being so sassy, Emily. Me? Sassy? That's basically all your personality consists of. See, you're being sassy. You've been so full of yourself ever since we got into high school. Just because the people in our class liked you. And I know how you've been hosting study sessions with your new little friends behind my back. I'm not doing anything behind your back. I just study alone, and everyone who has a question about the exam comes to ask me. You should have just said so if you wanted to be part of it. I did not want to be part of your trashy little meetings. Well, I just want to say that I didn't mean to do anything behind your back or make you feel left out. You think you're so special just because you have good grades. On top of that, you make a boyfriend before me? Who do you think you are? Wait, so you stole my boyfriend from me because you were jealous? You stepped out of line. I only made you my friend so you could help me stand out better. But you tried to be the main character. You tried to steal the spotlight from me. That's why you got what you deserved. You've been saying all these odd things. I've never wanted to steal the spotlight from you. You should know by now that I'm not the type to want to be the center of attention. You knew what you were doing. And I know that you'll have a hard time ahead in your life if you keep doing that to others. So I did you a favor and stole your boyfriend from you. You needed someone to teach you a lesson.
Hey, Emily. How you been doing? Are you enjoying your new school?
Oh my god, you scared me. I forgot that I haven't blocked you yet.
Wait, just wait for 1 second.
What do you want?
Well, I realized that I was in the wrong.
For what? Being born?
No, for dumping you to get with Karla.
Oh. Well, the past is in the past. You don't have to worry about that, so feel free to move on. I'm doing fine over here at my new school anyways.
So, you already made a new boyfriend?
No. I mean, I found a few people who I can talk to, but I'm not too close with anyone.
You already made a new boyfriend?
Wait, what? Like, after you?
She left me on the day after you moved to a new school.
Oh, wow.
That's it? Oh, wow. She threw me away. Any sympathy?
I mean, you threw me away too. The day that I caught you two on a date together, you told me that you felt more comfortable around her and that she was the love of your life. Why would you want my sympathy now?
Now I know that I was wrong for all that.
So you texted me to apologize for your wrongdoings? Well, thank you for apologizing. See you.
Wait,
What? Can you please get to the point?
I want to get back together with you.
But I don't even go to the same school as you anymore.
Yeah, but we both talked about how we had the same dream college, didn't we? So I'm thinking that maybe we can meet up when we both get in.
Why don't you get back together with Emily? She was so much of a better match with you, wasn't she?
I can't get back together with Emily.
Why not?
She said that I needed to go get some plastic surgery if I wanted to keep dating her.
I mean, it's true that you have a pretty basic white boy face. Why don't you try getting a new haircut or something?
I'm not trying to find ways to convince Karla into dating me, Emily. I want to get back together with you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Look, regardless of what Clara said, I think your face is fine, and I think you'll find someone great in the future.
See? You're the only person who actually supports me from their heart.
I'm just trying to be positive, Ben.
You're the only person who truly understands me. I know that it's too late to apologize. I know, but I also know that I'll never mess this up again, and I'll make you the happiest girl in the world. That's why I contacted you today.
Look, I need to focus on my college admission now, so I think I'll stay away from all the drama for a while. And even if it wasn't at this very moment, I wouldn't consider dating a person who cheated on me even once, no matter how much they apologize to me.
Well, what do you need me to do to forgive me?
It's not about whether I forgive you or not. To be honest, I have no interest in you anymore. I don't like you anymore, and I don't care about you. So, I'm sorry, but please understand.
Wow, so I get tricked to leave the love of my life, and the girl who got me into the situation also threw me away. I have nothing left.
It's not like you to be so clingy. I guess I really never truly understand you as a person. And that's another reason for us not to date.
Can't you get to know me from now on?
Not a chance. I need to study for my SAT and revise my essay after that, so this is goodbye, once and for all. Hey, Emily, you still use this number, right? Sorry, who is this? You know damn well who this is. Your beautiful best friend, Karla. Have you forgotten about me? Or are you just trying to forget about me altogether since I took your boyfriend from you? If that's the case, I'm so very sorry for traumatizing you like that. Oh, it's you. I changed my phone a while ago, so I didn't have your number added, and you blocked me a decade ago. What brings you here? I was just wondering how you were doing. You know, since you didn't show up to the high school reunion that was held last month. Oh, yeah. I couldn't show up since I had a meeting scheduled on that day. I was so bummed out at not having been able to see you. It's been 10 years. I thought we would have some little time to catch up with each other. Is there anything I can help you with? I'm sort of busy right now. Actually, I had a small announcement to make. I'm getting married. You're getting married? Congratulations. Thank you so much. My fiancé is actually the owner of a company. He makes several $1 million a year. That's very impressive. Who's the lucky man? Oh, you haven't heard yet? Why would I know who you're dating? Well, he's someone that you already know. Someone that I know? You're still as sharp as a marble, aren't you? He's the only millionaire that you'll ever come close to. Still have no idea. This is the exact reason why you had your boyfriend taken away from you in high school. You're always only thinking about yourself. And guess what? Now I got your husband to propose to me. I'm even pregnant with his baby. I'm not married to anyone yet. What? What do you mean? You have a millionaire husband, don't you? I still have no idea who that mystery millionaire is. I've never married anyone before. Quit messing around. I'm talking about Kevin. I was working at the restaurant one day and he suddenly asked me if I was Karla, and he introduced himself to me as your husband. Wow, that is terrifying. But he even had a picture of himself next to you, and he had his ring on. He even went as far as to say that he got to know me when you two were looking through your yearbook together. Hold on, but I moved to another high school before graduation, remember? I mean, we did go to the same middle school too, but do you still look the same as back then? I probably wouldn't be able to recognize you if I'd only seen you in that one picture. I mean, everyone says that I look younger than my actual age. It seems like you haven't changed a bit either. Look, I get that you're tired of admitting that any man you choose will replace you with me. But it's the truth, so why don't you come clean with it? I am and will always be better than you. Do you seriously think that I would still give a slightest crap? If a guy decides to cheat on me, then that just means that he's just not worth my time. Besides, I actually don't have a husband, so you're actually scaring me with those stories. Are you sure he didn't mean someone else? No, I told you how he showed me a picture of the two of you next to each other. And you said you were getting married with that man? Yeah, so get ready for the divorce. Thanks for the millionaire husband. I really have no idea who you're talking about, so good luck, I guess. I have nothing against the idea of you getting married, and nor do I care. How do you feel right now? Are you mad? Sad? I don't feel anything because I have no idea who or what you're talking about. Stop trying to act tough. I know you're crying behind that screen. Whatever. I'm very sure that you'll lose that composure very soon. Imagine having another lady steal your husband and getting a divorce. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know what? I feel terrible, so you could at least come to our wedding if that helps. Huh? You can drink the pain away. I'll send the date and location of the wedding later, so make sure to come, okay? It's going to be held in about a month. I wanted to make our engagement day the same day as my birthday, so it's gonna be before that. So make sure to finish all procedures before that. Got it? Great. See you there. Emily! Why would you leave in the middle of the party? It's almost your turn to give a congratulatory speech to us. I was right to show up out of curiosity. I understand what's going on now, and I didn't prepare a speech for you guys since you never let me know in advance. Well, then come up with something on the spot. We're best friends, aren't we? Just say something sweet, and I'll act touched. I have nothing sweet to say about a fake friend who's into stealing their friend's boyfriend. Nor do I have anything to say to the man who was my stalker. What do you mean by stalker? I didn't recognize him when they announced his name, but I knew who he was as soon as I saw him in person. The man who you just had a wedding with was my stalker.
I had to take legal actions to get him away from me.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean exactly what I said. The man that you just got married to is the same man who used to stalk me. I had to get a restraining order on him. I was finally starting to feel safe. But I guess he was busy stalking you instead.
But he told me that he was married to you.
I mean, did you check his record? I'm sure you won't find anything about marriage with me.
No, I didn't, but...
Look, you need to believe me on this. I've never gotten married to the man before. Got it?
But how is that possible? He even showed me a picture of himself with you.
Yeah, he would stalk me and take pictures of me. Then he would edit himself into those pictures and spread lies that he was with me. Thanks to that, I was finally able to get the police to do something about him.
You're lying. He told me that he's making millions a year. There's no way that someone with so much to lose would do something like that.
You two aren't living together, right? Why don't you try paying attention to whether he actually leaves to work every day? Who knows? He might be lying about that whole story.
I do live with him in the apartment that I've lived in for a few years. But we promised that we would take a look at the new places next week.
Look, I'm not sure whether he became a million overnight or not. But the last time the police gave me information about him, they told me that he was unemployed. Or that he didn't have a proper job and was just going around starting and quitting part-time jobs.
But he said that he has the money to buy a house for us. I told him that I would pay for the daily expenses since he's paying for the house. I even quit my day job as a restaurant server since he said I could just be a housewife.
Well, have you taken a look at the house?
Not yet, but we're going to soon.
Maybe you should at least take a look at his savings and see if he's telling the truth.
Look, I get that you're jealous, and that I'm getting married to a rich guy who's going to give me the world, but you need to stop lying just to make me feel less of myself.
I'm genuinely concerned for you, because I know how that man can be like. But I guess you don't want my advice.
What help would you be to me?
I'm just trying to point out what you might be getting yourself into.
And what could that be?
Kevin, my stalker. Do you know why he was stalking me?
The police have evidence of him stalking me, by the way. Whatever, get to the point.
Kevin had a girlfriend when he was in high school, but he was fed lies to by his girlfriend's best friend, and ended up leaving the girlfriend to be with her best friend. But it turned out that the best friend was just playing games and he was dumped right away. So he tried to get back with his initial girlfriend, but he was rejected, and that's how he became the initial girlfriend's stalker.
Wait, but there's no way.
He tried to get into the same university as me, but his grades weren't good enough and he didn't make it. So I ended up going to my dream school while he went to some other university, and he found me right before graduation, becoming my stalker. I was paid a pretty good amount as compensation, so I'm pretty much over it. Although, I was considerably traumatized for a while.
So, you're saying that Kevin and Ben are the same people?
You told him to get plastic surgery or something before you broke up with him, didn't you?
How am I supposed to remember that?
Well, he told me that you did. Those words must have bothered him a lot. My guess is that since he couldn't stalk me anymore, he changed his target from me to you.
You have got to be kidding me. So, he's not the man that I thought he was?
No, I don't think so. And I really don't think he has the money that he's saying he has. He had to pay some fees when I sued him, and it seems that he hadn't had a proper job in years.
So, this whole thing is a fraud?
Well, yes, but at least you're getting married before me, right?
No, there's no at least to this. I stayed single until this age just so I could marry a rich and handsome guy that I thought would show up one day. Not some broken guy with a fake nose. The marriage is not valid.
Well, you have fun working with that. I have nothing to do with this, and I'm going to block you, so good luck, I guess.
Wait, I'll give him to you. He's your ex, isn't he? I'm sure he'd enjoy your company far better than mine.
I agree, but I'm not interested. Sorry.
But we're best friends. We're supposed to help each other through these things.
I'm moving tomorrow to somewhere far away. Neither you nor him will ever find me again. I haven't felt so happy in a long time, Karla.
Take me with you.
I guess it's my turn now.
What do you mean? You turn for what?
What you taught me 10 years ago? How to erase someone else from your life?
What do you mean? We're best friends. You can't just do that to me.
Here goes nothing. Blocked. I've had Karla blocked since then, so I've only heard rumors about her. But apparently, I was right about Kevin being Ben, and the whole story about him buying a house was a lie. In fact, millionaire story was a lie, and Ben took Karla back to his parents' house, where they now live together. I've only been to his house once during high school, but his mother was a horrible person who was obsessed with our son and would shame me for dating him. Hopefully, she's having a good time during her stay there for the rest of her life.
Sometimes there really are coincidences like this. But to think one would be me running into my older sister in the middle of the city like this? Even I was thinking that I'd never have to see you again, Jade. As large as New York City is, I guess we both just happened to be right here at the same time. But after seeing how healthy you're looking, Ariana, I can finally relax a little. You must have made it past being that dirty homeless woman you once were. I was honestly thinking you'd be living in the dirt and filth of New York City for the rest of your life. I was shocked to see you living the life of us normal folk. Huh? I still think about what happened 5 years ago. Especially that face you made when you found out your husband at the time, Trey, had thrown you away. Being kicked right out of the house you both had built and moved into. You were crying so hard that there were tears spilling out of literally every hole on your face. Well, I'm sure anyone would be crying like that during those times. Having your own husband stolen from you by your little sister? I'm sure any sane person would have been shocked. But the most entertaining part came right after that. While watching TV, there was this show about the homeless in New York. And when you had a really good look at the line of hobos at the soup kitchen, there you were. Your clothing was all in tatters and you looked dead, lined up with all those druggies and forgotten veterans. When we saw you lined up like that, both Trey and myself burst out laughing. And I'm going to assume that neither of you would be able to imagine how difficult it was for me to get back to my original life from there. Sorry about that. But I've never had to be a hobo myself, so I would never be able to imagine such a thing. To be honest, I didn't even think someone could live their life normally after losing their house. Don't ever talk to me again. Just from these texts we've been sending back and forth alone, my heart is starting to race again and my forehead is beginning to sweat. What? We were finally able to meet back up after 5 years of being apart, and that's how you're going to treat me? I'm your only little sister after all, so you should be more open to me again. Oh, that's right. If you don't mind and can make it, I'd like to invite you to our next home party. Just recently, we had another house built, so we need to have a party there as well now to christen it. You had another house built? Was the house you stole from me not good enough? You kicked me out of there 5 years ago, saying you'd be making that your guys' love nest and everything. So why do you both need to build a new house? We've done this because we both realized the last house wasn't good enough for us. It was in a nice location and all, but having to live in the same house as Trey's ex-wife was a little tough on the heart. So Trey went ahead and had this new house built for the two of us. You're kidding me. Then what's going to happen to the last house? We had it demolished and sold the land back to the realty company. We made sure that the house that had all your memories with Trey could never be seen again. What the hell, Jade? If you both were just going to end up tearing it down anyway, why did you both have to take it from me in the first place? Oh, now that you say it that way, I suppose you're right. Sorry about that. I guess the both of us just made you homeless for no reason at all now. But of course, that was a great experience for you, so I'm sure you'll forgive us for that one. Anyway, the next time I text you will be about the home party, all right?
I heard about you from Jade. You able to crawl back out of that life as a homeless person, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you so much for taking the time to text me now. But I'm sure you have more to say to me than just congratulations, right?
Huh? There's something else I just say?
I heard about this from Jade. That house you both stole from me, you had demolished and then sold the land, right?
You want to talk about that? We were to make some decent money off that place. Did you have anything you wanted to say about it? I was the owner of that house, so there should be no problem with me having it torn down and sold.
I understand that you were the owner, but I had one request from you, right? If you guys were ever going to leave that house, to tell me about it then. I told you that if you were going to sell it, I would buy it, so don't sell it to anyone else. I asked you that so many times after you threw me away, right?
Oh, wait, what? You said all that to me?
Shut the frick up, you bastard! You knew all along what I asked from you. You knew just how many times I told you that I wanted to keep that house if you both were going to let go of it. That house held so many memories of myself and Mickey in it. When I was single, I had always been living with Mickey. And after having lived with one another for so long, we moved into that new house with you. You knew just how many final memories I had with Mickey in that house and how important it all was to me.
Ah, now I'm starting to remember. I suppose you did say some of those things to me before you left. You wanted the house back because of your memories of that cat?
I was already sad because of the fact you both stabbed me in the back, but what really shocked me was getting kicked out of that house. That's why the whole time I was homeless, I worked my butt off to make it back to a life where I could make money again. I was planning to buy that house back from you two. Yet you both went and freaking tore that house down and sold the freaking land.
Hey, don't get so upset over it. The house is gone now. There's no going back to it.
What the hell is wrong with you? I am never gonna forgive you for that, you jerk.
I don't need your forgiveness. How you think of me literally has nothing to do with my life now. And the fact that you're turning into a witch over some memories you had with some silly cat. How can you be so attached to the memories of that cat?
Excuse me?
Why don't you just get yourself a new cat? There's no way a woman that just crawled back from being a hobo could afford to have a cat. I'm so sorry for suggesting something a lowlife would never be able to do.
This coming weekend, I'd like you to come to our house. All right, Ariana? We'll be having that party I was talking about with you a few weeks ago. We plan to have tons of really good food there for everyone to eat, so make sure that you fill up. I'm sure it will all be better than that food from that soup kitchen. I'm sorry, but I'm sure there are plenty of other people you can invite to that party. I have no interest in seeing your guys' newly built house. What was that? Could this mean that you are still upset about the fact that we tore that old house down? I heard about how you felt from Trey about that, but you need to stop crying like a baby and grow up. No matter how mad you get, there's no way you can go back in time and fix things. Huh? And really, I would like you to hurry up and come see our beautiful and high-class home we have now. I want to see the face you make when you see how luxurious this house is. I'm just shaking in my chair right now just thinking of how you'd react. If it's that luxurious that I'll be shocked that much, what house did you guys end up having built? Oh, you're wondering about that? Well, this house happened to cost us both $2 million. $2 million? You both ended up spending that kind of money on it? What do you think? That's pretty amazing, right? Not only is it crazy that we both have a house built here in New York City, but we ended up spending $2 million on it. The fact that I get to live in such a gorgeous house as this now makes me a winner. Where did the two of you end up getting that kind of money from? Even with the money from the land you sold before, there's no way you made even $1 million off that land. But here's the thing. We did make that kind of money for this new house. My husband, who I love so much, has really been moving up in his company, and that's where all this money came from as well. That all then allowed us to get this huge loan on the house and everything with no questions whatsoever. What? You're telling me Trey has been getting promoted? Trey? The guy that never once got a promotion while I was with him, and if anything got moved down in salary. For some reason, ever since we got married to one another, Trey's been fighting like a boss. He told me he wanted to show me how amazing he is, and so he started to focus all his energy into work. And because of all that energy, he was able to get promoted. And now he's working high up in that company. You're lying, right? Not at all. And not only was he able to move really high up in this company, but other companies have been calling to him as well. Companies that have been really wanting to hire him into their ranks. After being promoted so much, the fact that he's now even being asked to join other companies is amazing. When a proper woman becomes a man's wife, they will usually start to show their true strength. In other words, all that's happened is because of me. He's already chosen to join a new company now that is going to pay him even more, and he won't even have to work as much. That's why the both of us decided that it was worth it to pay $2 million for this home. Living in a really nice house like this should only make him want to work harder and make us even more money. I see now. So that's how you ended up with a place like that. And starting next year, he will be making another $100,000 on top of what he's already making, so we'll be frickin' rich. Oh, and of course, that's only going to be his base pay. There will also be things like bonuses and extra money coming in due to his success. We really will be making an insane amount of money with all of that. That really is amazing of him. The fact that a man like Trey could ever get into a position like that. Are you aware of the company Fly High USA? They happen to be at the top of the stock market right now. That's the company that's called for my husband to go work there. What did you say? Did you really know about that company then? Well, I suppose it isn't too strange for even someone of your class to know about them. They are ranked in the top 100 companies in the world and are moving their way up to being in the top 50. Did Trey really get asked by a company like that to go and work for them? Has he already confirmed that he'll be going to that company now? Yes, he has. He had to take one basic exam to enter the company with that interview, but he finished that like a piece of cake, he said. And since it was the company asking to hire him in the first place, that means there's no way he wouldn't be getting the job there. No way. And I'm sure part of all this has to do with having me as his wife. Seeing him gaining all this energy after marrying me has really got me jumping with joy. Back when I had first seen him with you, I knew he was the one for me. My heart was racing, and I thought to myself, as long as I had him, then my life would be perfect. I wouldn't have to do a thing, and I would become a celebrity. I'm just glad I was just listening to my intuition there. I made the right choice stealing a man like Trey from you, Ariana. What? So you're telling me that you stole him from me because of that reason? What do you mean, because of this reason? Intuition is a very important thing. Because I listened to it, I was able to get myself this man and a new house for myself. Who would have thought, though, that my sister was married to a man that could make it this far up in the world? I'm sure you are so jealous of me right now, considering my Trey is going to be making another $100,000 here soon on top of what he was already making. That company happens to be my husband's, though. What? I never thought something like this could be happening. I need to go and check with him about all of this right now. Sorry, but I have to go. Wait a second, please. What do you mean that's your husband's company? And wait, what's this about a husband? Ariana, did you get married again? Yes, I did get married again. I can see that you probably can't believe what you're hearing right now, but while I was homeless, I ran into this wonderful man. He was one of the volunteers at that soup kitchen I'd always go to, and he and I both became really close to one another. What? You found the man you would later marry while you were homeless? He was such a soft and kind gentleman, and he really did his best to help cheer me on as I worked my way back into society. Then, once I had found myself a new job and got a place to live, he confessed that he loved me. Of course, I said okay to us starting to date, but after that, there were so many surprises for me. I never thought that the man working at the soup kitchen all the time as a volunteer was also the CEO of a company as large as Fly High USA. Huh? When I learned just how large that company is, I really started to wonder how I was so fortunate to run into a man like him. You're lying about all of that, right? It was already hard enough for me to believe that you got married again. But the man you ended up with happens to run a company like that? And to make everything all the more crazy, that's the company that Trey will be going to? I'm just as shocked as you are right now. That's why I need to go have a word with my husband this instant. Now that I have to run, this is goodbye, Jade.
Hey, Ariana. I already heard some things from Jay, but you really got married again? And the man you got married to happens to be the CEO of Fly High USA? So now you're the CEO's wife?
I wouldn't say that any of his responsibilities have fallen on me as his wife just yet, but yes, he is the CEO and I am now his wife. And to think a company like my husband's actually reached out to try and hire you.
No way. This is all a joke, right? So were you the one that went and talked to your husband and had his company turn me away from being hired now? Knocking me down like that all because of some personal issues you have? Don't you dare start screwing around with me. I was just called by the company and they told me they won't be hiring me anymore. They told me that I failed the interview and all that and can't be hired. No matter how you try and think about it, there's no way I failed. I was given that exam and interview because the company wanted someone like me. They asked me to come and join them. Are you all trying to play games with me right now by asking me to join the company and then telling me no?
Ah, I see now. So this is about what happened there.
This is definitely all because of you. You asked your husband to fail me like that and turn me away. You've really gone and done it now to me.
Hold on now, Trey. I think you're mistaken here. I'm sorry that everything lined up like this in terms of timing, making you want to blame me, but you failing that interview was not my doing. By the time I was talking with my husband about you, you had already taken your exam and interview and were chosen to be turned away because of those results.
What did you just say?
I understand that it's very upsetting to be asked to join a company only to be turned away by them after your interview with them. But that just means the company misunderstood your abilities and can't hire you based off of how you did when you came and actually spoke with the interviewer. From what my husband said, the way you behaved during that interview was awful.
Huh? The way I behaved at the interview was awful?
You seem to have thought the interview was only being done as part of the company's process and wasn't really real. But to both my husband and the HR department, that interview was very much real and being taken seriously. I get that you thought you would already be getting the job due to the company asking you to join them. But when it came to the way you communicated during that interview and you view in terms of value, you were not the person that they wanted. They wanted that interview done in order to get one last good look at you before hiring you. But you didn't take it seriously at all, and that really showed them the true Trey.
What?
Trey, you were already very late to that interview, correct? And when you arrived, you didn't even bother to apologize for being late, only replying by saying that you would already had the job, so what was the big deal? Then you never even answered any of their questions regarding the work you were doing at your previous company, all before you walked out of there saying, "See y'all later." The company's introduced many people into their ranks by asking them to join because of their skills, but they have never had someone as ignorant and rude as you end up being a part of the people they were originally wanting. This led to everyone in HR, along with my husband and his committee, to all saying no to hiring you.
You're kidding! So you're telling me it's because of my behavior that I was turned away?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. So please stop blaming me for something you did.
No. There's no way that's happening. No matter how bad my behavior was then, they were the ones that wanted to hire me. So how could they turn me down like that at the last minute?
They could do it because this is business. If they ended up hiring someone like you, then they would have to pay you close to $300,000 a year to act like a complete jerk around the office. They can't take risks like that for someone as replaceable as you.
No way.
My husband was laughing a whole lot about this. He never thought that the man who blatantly failed his interview was the same man that made me homeless. He always thought that a man who could do that to me was troubled mentally and was sure glad that your mental issues came out during that interview.
Shut the frick up. Then what the hell am I going to do now? I never thought that I'd be turned away from that company like this. I already told my previous company I'm quitting because of the new job.
You did? You haven't even confirmed yet whether or not you were getting the job at this company, yet you already went and quit your last job? Normally, you shouldn't make a move until you know you've gotten that new job, right?
But I seriously didn't think there was a chance of me not getting the job. What am I gonna do? I already went to my old boss and manager and bragged to them about the new job I'm getting. If I go back to them and say I'm not quitting after all because I got turned away, I can't be in such an embarrassing situation like that.
Well, then you'd better hurry up and find a completely new company that will hire you. I was told that plenty of other companies were also wanting to hire you, right? Hurry up and start telling them that you'll take the job and go to their interviews. Ariana, please, can you please lend me some money? I just need $30,000 from you is all. What? Right now we won't be able to pay the loan on our house. At the end of this month, we have to make another payment, yet we have nothing in our bank accounts. You're joking, right? You guys didn't even have any savings? Well, when we moved into this house, we went out and bought all of our furniture and electronics to fill the house with. We also went out and bought a brand new Ferrari. I didn't think that all of that spending would come and bite us in the butts this month. After having to pay for all of those other things, we have no money for the loan. I see. And that's your reason for wanting money from me now? Don't you think, for starters, you can pay us enough for the next couple of months to pay off some of the loan? We never thought that Trey would end up being turned away from that job at Fly High USA. He is trying so hard right now to find a new job, but he won't ever be paid in time for this next payment. That does seem pretty tough for the both of you. But I'm not handing you any money. If you are all out of money, then go find yourselves a loan shark or someone to borrow from. And right now, no one is willing to give us money. Not even the loan sharks around here. The fact that we have this massive loan to pay off, as well as the fact that neither of us are working, they all tell us that they will never get any money back from us, so there's no agreement that can be made. Everyone keeps turning us away, banks and loan sharks alike. Oh dear. So please help us. And if you'd really like me to bring this up, he was once your husband and he's at fault for all of this. I think you have to be just as responsible for this happening as he is. Oh, hold on. That's your husband now, and so far, what's happening is exactly what the man deserves. He went into my husband's company with a toxic attitude and tried to act as though he already had the job. These days, loans on houses are really tough. And since this house is so expensive, things have been made worse. We could try and tell the bank to give us a little more time, but then the interest would skyrocket on us. Oh, is that right? So please, I am seriously asking for just a little money from you. You're the wife of a CEO after all, so you should have tons of money you can use, right? Of course we'll pay you back that money you lend us someday. I'm really sorry, Jade. Just like the two of you, I don't have any money in my savings. Huh? Not even a penny? Even though you're married to a CEO? You guys went and sold the land from the previous house, right? Well, I just recently went and bought that land back from the realtor. And in order to do that, I had to use up all my money that I had saved. Huh? I no longer have the house that contained all my best memories, but at least the land is still around for me to keep. So I'm thinking I'll have a new building built here, and I'll turn it into a cat cafe in memory of my Mickey. That's always been a dream of mine ever since I was a little girl. Are you being serious right now? You really went and spent all your money on that? Actually, as of right now, I'm in a little bit of debt myself. I had to borrow some money from my husband to make things work, and we'll have to pay him back later. So let's the both of us do our best to make some money. I want to save all kinds of cats off the street and make them my employees, and then make the money to pay my husband back. You're making it seem like you care more about those cats than your own sister. Well, of course I am. They are all cats after all. All so cute and fluffy. Way more cute than you are, especially. What? I understand that a lot of people think that cats can be mean and all, but when you treat them nice, they'll respect you as family. Unlike the two of you, who are neither cute, nor have the ability to treat anyone nicely, no matter who they are or what they do. Excuse me? Before you start to cry and beg for my help, why don't you help your husband out by finding yourself a job as well? You're not making any money yourself, and if you can't pay off that loan soon, you'll both be evicted from there by the bank. If that happens, then you both will become the newest additions to New York's homeless. Come on now, Ariana! I will not let myself become homeless! I'll send you a list later on of all my most recommended soup kitchens around the city. Good luck to the both of you now. These are all things I've heard from rumors, but it sounds like Trey, although very embarrassed in doing so, tried to go back to his old company and ask for them to forget about him quitting. But that company had already finished the process of letting him go, so there was no way back into his old job. He then began to freak out and started calling all the companies that had been wanting to hire him before. However, all of them had gotten other people to apply within that time, so there were no more positions open for Trey. Due to there being no easy jobs for him then, Trey went and sold that brand new house back to the bank, and in a single day moved out into a very small and cheap apartment with Jade. The only problem is that even with selling the house back, they would still need to owe around $200,000 to the bank. So right now, they're both working about 3 jobs each at local bars and diners, paying off whatever they can each month. It seems that things really didn't go their way when Trey didn't get that job he bragged about, and they couldn't keep the house that they were also bragging about. Now, with them being in pretty serious debt to the bank, who knows when they'll be back to living the life they were so accustomed to.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Kate, hear this! I just got a talk with my supervisor. I got a promotion.
Really? Congratulations, Connor. I know you've been working hard. I'm so happy for you.
You got a promotion last month too. That motivated me so much.
Oh wow, I'm really glad I was a good influence. But you were the one who made your dreams come true.
It's not over yet. I got a raise, so my salary got higher than yours.
Is that so? Congrats!
Don't be too upset about it. I know it must be vexing right now.
Upset? Do I have a reason to? It's such good news.
You lost me. When you got a promotion last month, you gloated about how you got a raise. This is my paycheck. How do you feel now?
I didn't mean to seem like I was gloating. I wanted to tell you first. That's how much I was happy. It wasn't from vanity.
It doesn't matter what you felt inside. I still felt betrayed. I was so ashamed and pissed. And I knew I'd get my revenge.
Sorry. I didn't know.
Apologies won't heal my wounds.
But
in the first place, it's wrong for a woman to be superior to a man. I'll make you pay for exceeding me. Just you wait.
Hey, Connor. There's something that's been bugging me for a while.
What?
You've been buying more and more stuff from luxury designer brands.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. Like your new clothes and your watch. Just the other day, I saw you wearing Gucci socks.
It's no big deal. I have to look the part now I got a promotion to a higher position.
Does your company pay that well? I understand how you got a raise when you got promoted, but I don't remember your job being that lucrative.
It's my money. I can use it how I want.
As long as you put equal sum in our joint account every month, I have no complaints. Are you sure though?
I am sure. Stop being jealous of me because your salary can't afford luxury.
Am not. I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Stop lying. All girls love a high life. When I started to wear designer ties and watch, the girls in my company started to walk up to me more.
Is that so? People like different things. Some people like designer brands. I don't care for them. It's not like all of the girls are flocking over you.
Yeah, sure. They aren't coming to me because of their taste. It's because I'm too handsome for them.
Handsome? What? Are you a narcissist all of a sudden?
Anyway, I am steps ahead of you now, by looks and my possessions.
Are you still on about that? It's not a competition, Connor.
You're just jealous. If you want to outrun me, why don't you go buy some designer bags or something?
I told you already. I don't care for designer brands. I'm happy with the stuff that I already have.
Really? If that's the case, why don't you have more luxury items? Stop lying to yourself.
Why do you care so much about branding? Luxury brands doesn't necessarily mean you're rich. If you don't stop, I'll tell your mother.
What? You're gonna snitch to my mom?
That won't be good for you, huh? She always has been strict to you and good to me. If she hears about you trying to dominate me, who knows what she'll do?
You coward, don't bring my mom into this!
Losers, weepers. Your persistence will be the end of you.
Don't you dare think you've won this. I haven't lost. Understand?
Hey Connor, you did say you're going out today?
Huh? I told you yesterday I'm going to fish with a colleague. You're getting old quickly.
Is that colleague a man?
Yeah? What? You think I'm lying?
So you're out fishing with a male colleague of yours?
That's what I've been telling you. Don't make me repeat myself. I'm gonna lose a big one, so stop texting me.
Oh, pretty sure you already got that fish.
The hell?
Going out on a lunch date with a young pretty girl? Why did you lie to me? I didn't realize I was in a pond.
Wait, are you in the same place?
I was. Not anymore. I wasn't feeling great after seeing the two of you. I'm resting at the park after I took some photos for proof.
Why were you here? It's out of state.
I met up with a friend because I had spare time. We decided to come to this place for the occasion, saw the hype on the internet, and there we found you. What a coincidence to see your husband having an affair.
This isn't what it seems.
What? Are you going to gloat over how you can get girls now?
It's not my fault they're attracted to me. It's my duty to make them satisfied.
Don't be defiant. Do you not realize what you're doing? Aren't you sorry for her?
Why would I?
Have you forgotten you're married? What if she develops feelings for you? You know what'll happen then?
What?
The fuck? Are you really this thick? There's no future in falling in love with a married man. Stop feeding her empty promises. Or are you feeling something for her?
So what if I am? I'm gonna marry her after I divorce from you.
Are you serious?
Oh, hell yes. Unlike you, this girl's young and pretty, and she knows how to respect a man. Being with her makes me feel important.
You don't feel that with me.
You can do anything on your own. You can feed yourself. The only times you need me are when you want to use me as a ladder.
That may be so, but I'm not convinced. Are you sure you want this?
What do you mean?
Doesn't she work with you? How do you know she's not in it for the money? She approached you after you got your promotion, right?
She isn't like that.
How can you be so sure? You never know her true intentions.
I asked her when I thought the same thing, if she was only with me because she's after my money. She said no, and I believe her.
Easy for her to say. Who knows what she's thinking in her gut?
Are you doubting her now?
Of course I am. You're intent on marrying her. If that's the case, you're the one who will be in trouble.
Why me?
We're second cousins. If we get a divorce because of your affair, the rumors will spread like wildfire. You and your mother might lose your place.
Oh, that. No one will know if you keep your mouth shut.
The hell I am. I might not go around telling tales, but I sure am telling my parents the truth. Your mother will hear about it soon enough, and everybody else.
You really are dumb. If you don't tell anyone, no one will find out.
You're calling me dumb? If we're getting divorced, they'll ask us why, and I'm not keeping secrets.
You just have to change the story, like we weren't compatible or something. Then there'll be no problems.
The hell you are! I'm charging you both alimony.
What for?
You know exactly what. You had an affair. There's no hiding it once the divorce is settled.
The hell? You know I can't pay that!
Why not? You've been telling me this whole time that you're earning more than me. How could you afford designer brands with your high salary? You must be able to pay for alimony if you could pay for your freaking watch.
About that.
Or can't you? I thought you had the money.
I do.
Then it's settled. I looked it up. The average rate is about $25,000.
25,000?
Well, it depends on how long the marriage was and whether there's children. So, I guess it'll be less than that.
Oh, okay.
Not too fast. Pretty sure you'll pay over $7,000, so I'll be ready if I were you.
Fine.
And also, you can come by the house for now, but don't talk to me unless it's necessary.
How necessary?
Don't talk to me unless it has something to do with the divorce. Do your own laundry and cooking.
What the hell? You're my wife. That's your job.
We're getting a divorce. It's not my obligation anymore. I'm not your housekeeper. Or what? Are wives supposed to take care of their soon-to-be ex-husband after he had an affair?
No, but technically you could do it for me.
Hell no. Do your own chores. If you're not satisfied, then move out. I'm getting a lawyer to take you down. Goodbye.
Hey, Kate, have you moved out yet?
Huh? Why the hell would I move out?
It's been a week since the divorce was finalized. Stop clinging on to what you don't own anymore.
Oh, but I own this house.
Huh?
You haven't forgotten, have you?
That's my house. It was my father's before me.
When we got married 2 years ago, looking for a house, your father offered to give the deed in my name. Don't you remember?
Your name on the deed?
Yeah. He thought it was better I own it because I was more reliable. You agreed to that.
What was I doing at the time?
On your phone or something. I don't know. You probably weren't listening closely to the conversation, but you were there and you agreed to it, so this is my freaking house.
No way.
You weren't intending on moving in with your lover? That's too bad. You need to find somewhere else to stay now.
Then give it to me. It's too big for you to take care of.
I thought so as well. So, I decided to sell it. I already have a buyer.
The hell? You're selling it when you could just give it to me?
Yep, I'm not your fairy godmother in this story.
No, you're the evil witch. You have been all these years.
Like I care what you say about me? Sorry to disappoint. With you debt-ridden and all, you must have been looking forward to living here. No way, Jose.
How do you know about that?
After I found out about the affair, I went to a private investigator to gather more proof. Turns out, you had more than one skeleton in your closet.
You employed a PI?
You've been throwing money at expensive stuff like a lunatic. Didn't think you'd be able to afford all of it.
The hell?
You were too eager to look down upon me. Got carried away when girls started to notice you, huh? The girl you're intending to marry, by the way, has a boyfriend.
A what?
And quite a few sugar daddies. Doctors, CEOs, you name it. Oh, add lawyer to the list. She's a dangerous one. Seems like she'll sleep with anybody with means. Like I care.
Stop lying! You're making all this up because you're jealous of my happily ever after.
This is my last kindness I'm giving you as your ex-wife. Warning you to be careful of that woman. How can you be so ignorant?
You're jealous of her youth and beauty. You can't trick me.
Oh, you really are delusional. And how you go on about her youth? I'm still 30 years old, only 4 years apart from your mistress. Stop treating me like I'm so much older. It's rude.
But you are older than her. That's a fact.
Yeah, it is. Never mind. Treat me like a grandma. I don't care. Go on and blindly worship her. You have a lot of competition. Good luck. Don't come crawling back to me when you're all alone.
What do you mean by that? I have her and my parents, grandparents who support me. I would never be alone.
Don't you get it? Everybody knows you cheated on me.
What? You snitched?
Not me.
No way. I was careful not to be seen. Then the calls I'm getting for the past hour.
Probably about your affair.
Frick. I was ignoring it, thinking it wasn't important. I'm on a date with her.
You should pick up. Ignoring won't solve the problem. Won't make anything better, though.
I'm too scared. Do something about it.
No way. I'm getting involved in your mess. Your father promised me that I'll get my alimony money from you. As long as that's fulfilled, then I have nothing to say. Have it your way.
Don't abandon me. We were so close when we were growing up.
And who ruined our kinship? There's not a single chance I'm helping you out.
No, please.
Pay up for your sins. Have a nice life. I blocked his number after that text, so I haven't heard from my ex-husband ever again. I got the alimony from both the mistress and my ex a few days after that. The girl wasn't careful enough to hide about it, and soon, her boyfriend found out, putting her in a pickle. She quit her job, while my ex works his ass off to pay off his debt. As for I, after selling the house, I moved out. Unlike my ex, who was shunned from the whole family, I still see them often. I intend on enjoying the single life for now.